Hey friends, Jenny D here, your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, cosplayer, singer, tabletop gaming nerd, person who does stuff on the internet. Really hard to nail down a job title. If you can't tell from my sparkling fruit water, you are in for a classy video today. That's a pun, but like you guys wouldn't know it's a pun yet because I haven't told you what the video's about yet. Today we're gonna talk about aesthetics. That sounds boring, let me try again. We all know what an aesthetic is, we were all on Tumblr. I'm sure that by now, if nothing else, you have heard of cottagecore. It's like an aesthetic that's sort of centered around the fantasy of like living in a quaint little cottage, picnicking in fields and like having a garden and wearing pinafores and such things. I don't know anything about cottagecore, this is just what I've picked up by osmosis by existing online. I mean, it's cute. Anyway, it started this kind of trend of adding the word core to things in order to invent an aesthetic. And actually, aesthetics are obviously not new. Goth is an aesthetic, punk is an aesthetic. I actually found an aesthetics wiki that has hundreds of aesthetics listed on it. Everything from plant mom grunge to witchcore to bubble goth. All of which sound amazing. I know some people are starting to get annoyed by people just tacking the word core onto the ends of things in order to make them into an aesthetic. And to those people, I just want to say, chill out, man, it's okay. They're not hurting anybody. Anyway, this particular video is inspired by a recent video from Rachel Maxey, whom I adore. Anyway, she recently did a video called Trying Out Your Made Up Aesthetics, where she dressed up in outfits inspired by invented aesthetics that her followers gave her on Instagram. Things like bakery core and meadow punk, and my favorite, I think, which is whiskey grandpa. I was so inspired by this video that I actually asked Rachel if it would be okay if I created a video inspired by it, and she said yes. So today I am going to put together looks for 3 different D&D class aesthetics. Now you get it, right? Now you get the pun. It's a classy video. Anyway, the 3 class aesthetics that I'm going to do today are Wizard Academia, Druid core, and Barbarian grunge. I really hope that you guys like this because I have a lot more ideas for class aesthetics, but I didn't want to overdo it in this one video. By the way, if you ever find yourself running out of monsters to throw at your players, or if you are a player and you want your DM to throw different monsters at you, you should check out these 2 books from the folks at KOBOLD Press who were kind enough to sponsor this video. I have here Tome of Beasts and the Creature Codex, both of which are absolutely stuffed with new enemies. Each book has 400 entries, including description, stats, an illustration, and even a few lines of narrative that you can reference during roleplay. I'll read you one. Ooh, I like this art. Moss Lurker. Somewhat like the cruel crossbreed of troll and gnome, the moss lurkers are a primitive race of forest and cavern dwellers with long greenish beards and hairs. Their hides are mossy green or peaty amber, and a vaguely fungal scent surrounds them at all times. Look at this fungal fellow. Some entries are really simple and could be dropped into almost any game, like the Lich Hound or the Necrotic Tick or the Owl Harpy. Others are practically adventure hooks in themselves, like the Moonlit King, which is a Fey monarch who was exiled to a tower, complete with lair actions and regional effects. Both books are written for 5th edition D&D, and they are available in these super portable, soft cover pocket editions, which is extra great if you, like me, have a D&D bag that is stuffed full of massive, heavy hardcover books. You can pick your copies up at KOBOLDPRESS.com. I will put the link in the description for you. And you can use my coupon code also in the description to take 20% off of print and PDF editions. Now, without further ado, let's create some tabletop fashion. First up is Wizard Academia. Academia is a subset of existing aesthetics that, to quote the wiki, is centered around traditionally academic ideas and themes. That seemed perfect for wizards because in D&D, wizards are arcane scholars. They learn their magic from books and scrolls and other wizards. I definitely want this look to feel at home in a library. I want like tweed and earth tones and all that good shit. I forgot about my sparkling water. I want this outfit to look like it would smell like old books and like candles that have just been blown out. I honestly used to dress a lot like how I picture this aesthetic back when I had brown hair. Over the years, my own personal aesthetic has shifted a lot more towards like nerdy mermaid e-girl. So I didn't have a ton in my closet that I thought would suit this look. So I made a skirt the other day. I had this fabric laying around for a really long time and it felt like the texture was really right for this. It's just a little short circle skirt and it has these fake buttons down the front. That's not the closure, it has a zipper. And I wanted something kind of Victorian feeling for the top, so I bought this sort of lacy, high-collared button down. It has a bow at the neck, it's very extra. Obviously it's sheer, so I will throw that over something neutral. I strongly feel that tights are important to this kind of look. I couldn't tell you why, it's just a feeling that I have. And then of course, I have to pair it with my quintessential bookish girl shoes. Every time I want to look like a librarian, I wear these shoes. Why don't I always want to look like a librarian? Nope, don't worry, I figured it out. It's because sometimes I want to look like a witch. And finally, not to be cliche, but I just feel like this kind of look deserves glasses. It just feels right. My hair is too crazy for this kind of look, so I'm thinking that I will wear a brown wig with it. I want to go for something kind of messy, like Violet Baudelaire putting up her hair when she has to think kind of vibe. And then makeup-wise, I want to go for like a pretty natural, like dewy look in general, but I think I want to go for a dark brown eye, like an I stayed up too late learning a new spell kind of vibe. So let's check out what Wizard Academia looks like. Next up is Druid core. So regardless of its origins, the suffix core is now basically just tacked onto words in order to aestheticify them. When I think of druids, my mind definitely goes towards like hippie boho styles. Floral prints, nothing too structural, something that you could probably wear while gardening, like overalls or work boots. I just got this plant print shirt, so that seemed like a good place to start. I didn't have quite the kind of skirt that I wanted for this, but I did have this cheap nightgown that I bought for a previous video project, and I was like, I would wear this so much more if it was a skirt. So I chopped off the straps and added a waistband, and now I have this like pretty little simple blush pink skirt. That by itself would be pretty, but it doesn't feel very druidic to me, so I think I'm gonna add some brown boots and a brown belt to just kind of ground it. They are slightly different browns, which bothers me a little. And then finally, I will top it off with a little straw sun hat. I'll probably throw some flowers onto the brim of this just to really sell that druid vibe. The color scheme of this outfit just feels like it would work really well with a blonde wig, so I'm gonna use this blonde wig that I have that seems to get progressively larger every time I wear it. It feels very druidic to me to have out of control hair. And then for makeup, I definitely wanna go natural. I'm gonna use some bronzer, which I don't normally use, to get kind of that sun-kissed look. And of course, I will add a bunch of freckles, because I will take any excuse I can get to put freckles on my face. Let's see what Druid core looks like. So by now we've done basically prep school wizard and floaty hippie druid, so I wanted to round it out with something a little bit more hardcore. So last but not least will be barbarian grunge. I thought combining barbarian vibes with kind of like a 90s thrift store grunge would really bring an edge to it. Some aesthetics just look like they contain anger, and some don't. You know? Like, I'm not saying you can't wear boho chic and then get mad. I'm just saying that, like, you expect it more from someone in a darker style. And I feel like it's important that a barbarian look like she can beat you up. I really wanted a graphic top for this, so I turned to my trusty iron-on letters and I threw together this Rage crop top. It's actually very poorly made, don't look at it. I'm gonna pair it with black jeans and black combat boots and a black belt, really getting that color variety going here. Flannel is also really popular in grunge looks, so I'm also gonna throw this shirt over top, which I basically live in the fall and winter. This is literally the only color in the entire look. And then I'm gonna cap it off with a slouchy black beanie. I currently do not know where it is. Hopefully I will be able to find it in a minute when I put all of this on. The blue hair would actually probably be fine for this kind of look, but I feel like I've committed to wigs now, so I think I'm just gonna throw on the short black wig that I use for my Krista cosplay from Ferngully. Makeup wise, I'm gonna go heavy with this one. I will take pretty much any excuse to wear dark lipstick, and I'm gonna go with kind of like a slept in this eyeliner look on the eye. To be honest, I would probably wear all of these in my day-to-day life. None of these are really that far off from my normal style. Which one would you be most likely to wear, do you think? And then also, what other D&D class aesthetics would you be interested in seeing? I've definitely got rogue punk swimming around in my head, and then, of course, you can't not think about bardcore. Anyway, I'm interested to hear what you think, and also, if you enjoyed this, make sure to check out Rachel MAKSY'S Made Up Aesthetics video because it is great, she is great, you will love her whole channel, I pretty much guarantee it, so you should go and check her out if you're not already following her, which you probably are, because you have great taste. Cool, 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 cool.